Welcome to the Small Group Leaders video training series for 2024.
In this session of our Small Group Leaders training, I want to speak to you about people that we all know. Maybe you are one of those people, but there's always in a small group setting, there's people that are stronger than others, louder than others, more of a teacher than others, more prophetic than others, more just, socialite than others. So how do you deal effectively with stronger types of personalities and giftings in your small group? Because you don't want to put those people down, You don't want them to, overrun your small group either. So how do you engage with people like that? Well, firstly, you'll have to experience and see how it goes in your small group. But if you have somebody that constantly speaks, and wants to, sometimes they've got some issue with a type of thing that you're reading or doing, and they want to focus in on that, and they're only speaking about that, or people that only makes jokes the whole time. You get some of those too. They constantly make jokes that can never be, ernstig, like the Waal. So they struggle to be in that space of something that's really close to their heart to speak about that, and they make jokes about that. So when you have people like that, firstly is you need to go and speak to that person, and that might be daunting, because if you go and speak, if it's a new person, maybe not on the first try go and speak to him, just have them be there, but you will be able to discern that rather quickly. If there's somebody that came to your small group and all they actually wanted is they want a pulpit, they want to speak, then you need to deal with it quicker rather than later. But if there's just somebody that doesn't know, because sometimes you have socially unaware people that come to our small groups, and we need to help them. We need to teach them how to engage in a group like this, because they haven't had that maybe before. Sometimes people will just diss them and say, just get out of here. We don't need you in our group. And that's not love. That's not what Christ wants us to do. He wants us to be accessible and relatable, but also loving, so that we can help one another to grow. Firstly, speak to the person. So go and say, hello, John. Sorry if your name is John, but this is what I've seen, and you like to talk about things, and it's some amazing points that you make, but then take him to the place of, listen, John, but remember, if you continue to speak, there is, Sarah sitting there, and she is feeling very intimidated to speak, and she's got something to say, but she doesn't want to bring it because of all the things that has been said or done, or the stronger personalities that I hear. Will you please help me, John, to get Sarah to also participate in our conversations? So then take them, aside, say, listen, this is what I want us to do to get other people involved as well. But that will mean that you, John, will need to not speak so much, okay? So is that something we can agree upon? And then you help me. So you bring them into the conversation, telling them what is the thing that is, just disrupting the small group, and then asking them to change some of what they are themselves, and then to help you to bring other people into that conversation. And when there are people that constantly joke, because you will have them too, to also speak to them and say, listen, Pete, you constantly joke about things when we start to speak about our hearts, but maybe try, once in a while to really say something that's from your heart and not making a joke about it. Because we would really like to see what's going on in your heart, and when you constantly joke about things, nobody really sees into your heart. They only see somebody that does not want to show their heart. So when it comes to these type of things, there's not a perfect way, but the worst thing that you can do is just to let it slide and let it be. You can't leave those people to do the things that they do. If you have really got a problem with somebody, and this is now going into doctrinal stuff and that, then alert your district leader, and they can speak to the pastors if necessary, because there might be some of those people too. But for now, just know that you are the one that is the small group facilitator and leader, And you need to protect the sheep. And sometimes people are just oblivious to what they do. And they need to be guided. And you do that lovingly and kindly, but you also do it truthfully, so that the people will understand, listen, this is a us thing. It's not a you thing or a you thing. All of us together needs to be part of this small group to make it work. And just one final thing, whenever you have people, and that includes the small group leader, that speak, more than 50% of the time, then you need to deal with that. Because you don't want people to overrun your small group with their voice the whole time. So when you have questions about this, please speak to other small group leaders of how they dealt with this, so that you can help one another to deal with types of people and giftings that might be a little bit intimidating sometimes. But you know what? A conversation goes a long way to fix those things without having it, blow into something that becomes, ugly. Please do that and protect the sheep that are in your small group, and also build up and help to raise up the people and to show them this is how we do things, because they need to learn in a group setting to become somebody that is likable. And sometimes we just let people slide, and that is actually not love. Love is something that brings people to the place of truthfully telling them so that they can learn. Say, oh, I did not know this. So identify those people and then speak to them lovingly and kindly, because you are the small group leader and you need to facilitate this. Sometimes it's difficult, but you can do that.